currents flow, rushing fast. No time to slow, no turning back, no shutting down. We own the streets, we run the town. Feel the surge, the currents flow, rushing fast. No time to slow, no turning back, no shutting down. We own the streets, we run the town. Run the town. Run the town. Run the town. Skylines burning, coated streams, wide veins pulse with electric dreams. Circuits built to last, engines roaring, tearing past, neon highways burning bright, chasing ghosts through endless night. Cyber echoes call our name, lenses sparking through the frame. Through the grid we blaze a trail, no escape, no time to fall. Threat is rising, feel the stain, power surging through the veins, pulses racing, overload, ride the system, break the coil. Feel the surge, the currents flow, rushing fast, no time to slow, no turning back, no shutting down. We own the streets, we run the town.
I've walked 1,000 grids before.
Digital thunder, flashing screens, drenched in ultraviolet beams. I am the glitch in your design, breaking through the borderline. Pulses raising, feel the strain, power surging through the veins. Pulses racing, broken blood, lock the system, rock glow. Feel the surge. No time to slow, no turning back, no shutting down. We own the streets, we run the town. Feel the surge, the current flow, rushing fast. No time to slow, no turning back, no shutting down. We own the streets, we run the town. Run the town. Run the town. Skylines burning, coated streams, wide veins pulse with electric dreams. Stealing circuits built to last, engines roaring, tearing past, neon highways burning bright, chasing ghosts through endless night. Cyber echoes call our name, lenses sparking through the frame, through the grid we blaze a trail.
Hello, class. We have class in session. Welcome in, everybody. Hello. I hope you guys are super excited. Today, we are going to be learning about the Greenland shark. So I do appreciate you for attending class today. So welcome in, everybody. Hello. Hi, Lemon. Welcome into class. Hello. Welcome in. So yeah, if you guys aren't aware, sorry, my schedule's been super kind of inconsistent, with, dealing with health issues. And then, if you guys didn't, if you haven't if you're not a part of the Discord, a fish. Hi, Steel. I'm not a fish. So I've been dealing with, health issues. And then also, I had kind of last week, a friend of mine told me about a friend of theirs that needed to have their cats be fostered, for the time being. So of course we jumped on it. We were like, duh, of course we would. Like, I mean, especially, my husband wanted, like, to have an orange cat. So, it kind of just aligned really, really well. And, so we have a new friend, in our house. His name is Creamsicle. So let me actually get a photo of him. Also, I do apologize if I seem kind of out of it today, too. I am dealing with a headache. So it's just part of the process. But let me get the boy, the bean. He is so freaking cute. You guys are gonna love him. He's an adorable little bean. Why can't I save here? Oh, duh, because I'm dumb. Let me try to get a better photo of him, too. I know I have one in here. Okay, you know what? This one. So the orange cat is not. No, he's not fully. He's not fully orange like Garfield, but he is an orange cat. He's also part Munchkin and Maine Coon, and his name is Creamsicle. He is a bean. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. All right, hold on. Let me fix this. Creamsicle, I'm about to infiltrate your home. Yeah, welcome in. I didn't realize you were just coming. I'll let you go and see him. But here's the boy. Here he is in all of his cute little glory. Look at him. Isn't he so cute? He's my pride and joy right now. Obviously Nara is also my pride and joy too. She is the cat, the resident cat that's been living here. You know, she is my roommate's cat, but now that we have kind of our own cat to kind of take care of, and I don't know how long we're going to be having him for. He is technically a foster cat for right now, but it really depends on the family situation, but he absolutely loves his family, so very, very much. It's very cute to see. We had his parents come over, and he usually likes to hide in his bed for a little bit. He does come out with he comes out with us, but man, when he saw his daddy, he came running out and he was all rubbing up against him and stuff. So, but he is very, very cute. So he is part Maine Coon and Munchkin and Orange, obviously. And we don't know if he's gonna grow into Maine Coon size or if he's gonna be a Munchkin. Not really sure. He is a pretty normal sized cat, but he could become a Munchkin, I guess. His mom did. So yeah, this is my boy. This is my pride and joy. So I've been like every day and night. Like last night, I got up at like 3 in the morning because he does these little like meows where he's like, like he does that like little squeaks, little like chirps kind of. He doesn't really have a voice yet, so we're working on, you know, he's gonna get his voice soon. Hopefully Nara can teach him. But yeah, last night I had to deal with the boy causing havoc to poor Nara. She was very upset with him last night, so because he's very interested in seeing her, and she was like no, and she swatted him when he jumped on the table, and she ran up on the table and hit him in the face, being like, no, you can't do that, because she's a diva. But yeah, so I do apologize for, you know, the lack of streams last weekend, but you know, obviously he takes priority. You know, obviously I had to, you know, get him kind of adjusted and all that. He's doing really well. He's actually explored the house already. You know, I was actually, I mean, they're doing pretty well for cats. I was a little worried because I felt like, do you have a cat cam? Not yet, Yav, not yet. Also, welcome home from work. No, yeah, that's just a picture. No, I don't have a cat cam yet, unfortunately. He would have to be a lot closer. He would have to be up here in the like in my office, but right now he's in the husband's office because it's a lot smaller. And you know, he feels a lot safer there. And yeah, so he's just chilling. That's his little bed. He usually hangs out in his little bed, but he sometimes likes to bury himself under the, like, this was pretty rare for him to be like, as you can see if you look on the top of the you know, where his head's sticking out, obviously that's the bottom of the bed, so he likes to bury himself under there and kind of hide away. So sometimes I have to lift it up and like look at him. But yeah, he was causing chaos last night. He was very, very excited to see Nara, and Nara was like, I'm not ready for you, peasant. So you know, they'll hopefully get along. We'll see. But yeah, so that is kind of the whole shebang of it all. So there you all go. Want to give you a little update as to, you know, the lack of streams last week. You know, obviously trying to help him feel comfortable and adjusted. He'll slowly go. He'll slowly get there. Yeah, head pat, by the way. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, Yav's cat, Nara. She's usually pretty good with cats, but she's usually been introduced to a house, not like the house is hers, and then now a cat is being introduced into her territory. So she's just being an extra little diva, but we love her. She's great. So yeah, we're gonna learn about the Greenland shark today. So off of the cat, you definitely will hear about Creamsicle a lot. I'll be talking a lot about Creamsicle on my streams, so be prepared for that. So we are gonna learn about pretty much the ancient sleeping sharks. So Wonder Bread is here. He beat me to chat. Oh yeah, he was here. I was like, I mean, he's about to be here. Yeah, he's about to come. So, you know, obviously you guys can go up and see him. Just, you know, be wary when you go and see him. He's hiding away. You know. So, but yeah, we're gonna learn about the Greenland shark. So you can see they look very ancient, very old-fashioned, and we're gonna start off by watching this video of the Greenland shark. So let's do it. Wait, can you guys hear it? I don't think you guys can hear. Hold on, wait, I don't think you guys can hear it. Hold on. Oh, you know what, my stuff, hold on, let me yeah, no, I realized, so my settings got changed randomly. So hold on, give me 1 second. Greetings. Yeah, I know you guys can't hear because the video, I think I know why, because somebody turned off my computer, and sometimes my computer decides it wants to reset everything. So yep, it reset it. Yeah, there we go. The audio is reset. So hold on. Let me get back into this. Hello. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. Hold on. Let me share screen again. There we go. Yeah, it's Goob. May I ask something? Sure. Welcome in, Saul, by the way. So
it
this
is summer
here
in the Arctic Circle.
Is the first
Somewhere in the
video.
waters beneath these icy mountains
A little
lives
loud.
the
Hold on, let me
Greenland
turn it
shark,
down.
an animal that has never been
On your
filmed
end.
alive.
There we go.
With conditions worsening, time is running out for a film crew and its Inuit guides hoping to capture the first images of this elusive creature. All they can do for now is shore up their shelters.
I guess it was rule 3.
Underwater photographers Nick Kalianis and Clarita Berger are forced to wait out yet another Arctic squall
Let me
before
look.
making one last dive.
So what these guys
But
are
still,
doing right now,
the weather
hold on, let
won't
me
let
pause
up.
it. So what's happening is, because these guys, so Greenland sharks are actually very, very, very rare to find. To like find out like in the wild, pretty much. These guys are extremely incredibly rare, and we'll go into it. Rule 3. Sorry, it's my brain right now is having a time to try to remember what my rules were. Oh my god, why can't I remember what rule 3 was? It's okay. I mean, yeah, hold on. Sorry. I have a little bit of a thyroid issues right now, so my brain kind of, and today it's been worse. Oh god, what were my rules? It was like a friend thing? A friend thing. Friend thing. Friend thing. In my Twitch, right? Why can't I remember my rules? Hold on. I'm so bad. Oh, it's probably like, you know, just realize like streamer friend. Hold on, let me look here. And then we'll continue the video. Sorry. I just want to make sure I figure out what there's rule. Yeah, the rules pop out. Yep. I'm just trying to remember. It's been a hot minute. I cannot remember for the life of me. I am so sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it. Where do rules go? Hello? In here? It might be, no, it's not. Your roles are in the about. No, they're not. They're only in the pop-up. When you first join. Yeah, no, my brain is really bad. Also, hi, Sir Big Cat. My brain has been awful, and especially I'm dealing with a headache right now, so it's even worse. I just want to make sure what it is. Unless if my mods can find it. Did you drink water? Yes. I've been drinking lots and lots of water. It's just sometimes my hormone levels just like drop really badly, like really low, to the point it just causes a headache that won't go away no matter what I do. Why can't I figure out where my painkiller shoe? Yeah. It doesn't work, unfortunately. It's just, I have to write it out sometimes. Sometimes it becomes like a migraine. Why can't I find my rules anywhere? Why am I struggling? Where is that usually held in here? I should say, but maybe writing somewhere can help. I know. I should. It's just been a while, since I've had a... It's mostly, like, pretty much my rules are pretty straight. Oh, yeah. No unsolicited friends requests. Yeah. So, like, obviously, don't, like, try to be friends, you know, with me out of nowhere without, you know... Like, it's mostly, like, bots and stuff. It's just to prevent bots and things like that. You can always reach out to ask questions or anything of that sort. But, yeah, it's mostly just for, like, the, you know, bots and things that reach out to be like, hello, like, would you like art? And I'm like, no, I don't.
You got 24 hours left. 22 and a half hours of daylight.
Their guides are forced to leave to protect their boats.
Thank you, Sir Big Cat.
One really big problem, the guides took off last night, so we're here alone.
I love how the guy's like, we're just here by ourselves. The other guy just fucked off.
Then suddenly the weather breaks, long enough to get below the surface.
Yeah, exactly. So these guys were wanting to see if they could get a chance to see a Greenland shark, which are very, very rare sharks to see.
I had been diving over 2 hours in the icy 29-degree water, when from 50 feet away, I saw a large animal. I thought it was a narwhal without a tusk, but as I approached, the animal turned.
It's me! They thought they saw me! Well, minus the fact that if I didn't have a tusk, you know. But look at that boy!
And I realized I was eye to eye with a Greenland shark. Its interest now was diverted to me. My brain clicked in, and I was remembering the diet of this species, including small whales and seals. I felt like lunch for this supposed lethargic lunge feeder. But it suddenly gulped.
They are kind of dramatic over here. Obviously, that shark is under ice. Yeah, they live in Greenland. And they're very, very rare. They live in super, super cold water. But this is the, I think one of the first sightings that they've caught on camera of these guys. And of course, these guys are like, they like to eat whales and things of that. I'm his snack. And it's like, brother, no, you're not. Like, these guys don't, like, they don't care. And the reason why it's coming close is because it actually can't see super well, and there's a reason, and we'll go into it. It will actually show you in this video.
The big camera out and bumped him in the nose a few times.
Now it's good, like he's coming too close. Obviously, yeah. Like if you touch the nose, it actually messes with sharks. So if you ever have a shark that's coming towards you, if you manage to grab its snoot, and you can just like easily push it to the side, even great whites, like you can just push them aside because it's so sensitive on their nose, because that's where all their sensory organs are. You can like push them out of the way. Like you literally can just do a quick swipe. Like don't even have to like force it. You can literally just push them and they'll go with ease. So
I started to backpedal nervously towards the surface. And,
now obviously,
luckily
yeah,
for
this
me,
guy
the shark became disinterested and went back to the easier prey.
Now this guy obviously, like, yeah, the shark was following him, trying to figure out what it was, trying to figure out who he is. But you can see, not really aggressive, just very slow moving.
This first ever footage reveals details of an animal that puzzles researchers. The gill slits on this female are slung unusually low.
Yeah.
But why? These
Yeah, you
crescent-shaped
can't, yeah,
markings
never flip
may
them.
be the bite marks left by an amorous male.
So this is a female. Yeah, they're super pretty. Now
Could
this
these
is freaky.
parasites dangling from its eye help lure prey closer to its razor-lined mouth?
Yeah. So it has parasites that live on its eyes. Like, it's so freaky. They, like, this little dangly thing is a parasite that just hooks onto the eye, and that's why they can't see super well, because the parasite is obviously, like, blocking their eyesight. So they don't have great visual, and, you know, because of this little guy.
As we come to know this and other sharks better, we find there are still more questions than answers.
Yeah.
We do know that sharks can be cunning, ferocious, even comical. But they certainly don't deserve their reputation for mindless evil.
Yep.
Sharks have been swimming the oceans for over 400 million years.
They
survived
have.
the extinction of dinosaurs and will probably be here long after we're gone.
Yep. They're beautiful, but so here's the first ever shark to ever be seen. Or sorry, not first ever shark. The first ever Greenland shark to be caught on camera. So, as you can tell, these guys, from when this video was done till even now, we've only learned a little bit about these guys. The first form of shark. No, sorry, I meant to say the first sighting of a Greenland shark. So as you can tell, they're pretty ancient, pretty crazy little guys, you know. Let's see, how can I get out here? Are you gonna let me out? No? Okay, hold on. Here we go. So we're still learning about them because they are so rare. It's hard to really like know much about these guys. But the information that I was able to find on them, we do know a little bit. So Greenland sharks are actually closely related to the dogfish sharks. So if you've ever seen a dogfish, they are in the same category. So they are part of what's known as the sleeper shark family. So are they under the risk of wipeout, I think? Yeah, we'll go into detail about that here, Solana, and in the slides. So I will go over all that stuff too with ya. So they are part of the member of the sleeper shark family, and they belong to the same order as the dogfish shark. So very closely related. They look pretty similar too. So don't worry about it, Sal. You're good. Recognized as the longest living vertebrate on Earth because their lifespans can go for centuries. Like, these guys can live a very, very, very long time. So that is really, really cool. So they are pretty ancient. Like, a lot of them probably lived when the dinosaurs roamed too. Crazy to think of. So their physical characteristics of the Greenland. So as you can see here on the top here, this is a dogfish. And then on the bottom is the Greenland shark. You can see how very similar they look. So that's why I wanted to put them side by side so you can see them. So you can tell they're very bulky. Their snout, from the footage you saw, it's very rounded. And then they have very, very small fins compared to its body size. And their colors range from just gray to browns. So, you know, they're not a very colorful, you know, fish. You know, they're very, very, very not colorful. They are a cartilaginous fish. So what that means is they are mostly made out of cartilage. So there are different kinds of categories of fish. They're part of the, the ones with cartilage. So very, very fascinating to so they probably can't protect themselves. Well, that's the thing a lot of people think, is because, like, people assume that a lot of animals rely on sight to protect themselves, but actually these guys have an incredible sense of smell. So it actually is made up through their sense of smell, and they do have some vision, so they can see stuff. And we'll go into more detail about that, but it is made up with their sense of smell. Now, as you can see here, you know, the difference is, so the difference, if you're wondering, like, well, what's the difference? How can I tell what's from what? If you look here, it's hard to see probably on my screen, but there's a tiny little spine here on their pectoral, their dorsal fins. And the Greenland shark doesn't even have that. So that's how you can tell the difference from a dogfish versus a Greenland shark. Also, dogfish are a very, very, very small compared to the Greenland shark. So that is very, very much that's like the best way to tell. Greenland sharks are massive in size compared to a dogfish shark. But if you were ever not sure, because you're like, well, I don't know, because sometimes dogfish can get kind of big. Dogfish will have this spine, and the Greenland shark won't. So that's like the best way. And it's usually on the first dorsal fin here. So this fin right here, this is known as the dorsal fin, and there's not going to be a spine there. So that's how you can tell the difference between a dogfish versus the Greenland shark. So here's kind of a little, fun little image here. So here's some quick little facts so you can kind of see them. And we're going to go over these facts too. So don't worry about it. I just wanted to show you the image because it was really cool. So there's some fun little facts that we'll go over about it. So the size and weight of the Greenland shark, it is the largest cartilaginous fish. So it's the largest fish that has cartilage. And they can grow up to about 7 meters, or that is 23 feet in length. And their maximum weight is about 1,025 kilograms, or 2,260 pounds. So these guys are really big. Like, 23 feet is massive. That is really, really big. That's probably almost the size of a bus. And the fact that they almost weigh about 3,000 pounds is, crazy. They're, or 2,000 to 3,000, is crazy to think of. But usually these guys, on average, so the typical size of them, there have been one to be, seen to be 23 feet in length, but these guys do have, their typical size that they're usually found is about 2 to 4 meters, or 6.5 to 13 feet in length. So they're very massive, they're very heavy bodied, and these guys are very adapted to the deep cold waters. As you saw in the video, they live in the Arctic waters. So they're very, very, very interesting. Wait, so whales have no cartilage? Yes. So So they may have some cartilage, but their bones are made up of like actual bone. It's not like, so a whale, when it dies, you'll see the rest, like its rib cage, skull, like all of that stuff, versus a shark where the only thing you usually find are their teeth, and then occasionally the jaw as well, because the jaw is usually made out of bone as well. So that's usually what's left on a shark. The rest of it, like cartilage, it's like our ears and our nose, which is made out of cartilage. That's what they're made out of. And if you think about it, like think of humans, right? When we pass away, what's left? The ears and the nose, which are made of cartilage, they're not there. There's a hole where the, nose would have been. So very, very, very usual. 6.5 feet is that one goob size, a shark, or two goobs gas. So goob is a little shorter than them. So he does almost make a size, but they're just a little bit bigger. They're about like, 3 inches bigger. Yeah, they're about 3 inches bigger than him. So, so yeah, they or 0.3. So they're not. He's not too far off. Yeah, he's about almost the size of one, but they're just a little bit bigger than him. So, what kind of fish you think is in the oceans of Europa? Good question. I have no idea. I'm sure there's a ton of crazy fish in there. Who knows? Who knows? The mysteries. Hi, Uber. Welcome in, by the way. So, why these guys are super, super rare to find? Cthulhu for sure. Oh, yeah. Cthulhu. Oh, yeah, you're right. Cthulhu is in Europa. That's true. I'm like, I can't remember anything right now. So, my brain is working at, like, some capacity. It's chugging along right now. So, the reason why these guys are rarely seen by humans, actually... Hi, CJ. Welcome in. So, these guys are extremely rare to find because these guys actually live about 2,200 meters or 7,200 feet down. So, obviously humans can't dive that deep. That is really, really too deep. And that kind of pressure would actually crush us. So we would need like a submarine to be able to dive that deep. And then of course the water, as that guy mentioned, it was like, I think he said it was like negative 29 or 29 degrees. I think it was negative 29. I don't know if they said Celsius or Fahrenheit, but yeah, because we're in too deep. Yes. Gotta go, sadly. No worries, Saul. You can always catch up on the VODs. I have them usually on my YouTube or my Twitch. So feel free to continue watching the rest of this when you get back. So have a good rest of your day. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, they tend to like really, 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 really cold water. And if you think about it, 7,000 feet down, that's probably going to be very, very cold. So, yes, Uber, what's your question? I see you saying Professor Liz. Can I help you, Uber? What can I assist you with today? Can I use the bathroom? Yes, you may use the bathroom. So, these guys, because they're in very, very cold waters, these guys, and especially their size too, like these guys are massive. So these guys, in order to preserve their energy, they're very, very, very slow moving animals. So they swim about less than 3 kilometers per hour or 1.9 miles per hour. So yeah, very, very, very slow. And this is a way for them to pretty much, adapt to obviously the extreme cold, because the cold is definitely going to slow you down. It's going to slow down your metabolism. and a lot of other things. So a lot of animals that live in the Arctic, you'll notice they move way slower than if we were to look at animals that lived in like the tropical waters, where they move a lot faster. And this is just an easy way for them to preserve their energy. So they're not, you know, obviously they don't want to be moving too fast because it can, you know, affect them pretty bad. So there, and you saw in the video, like that shark came up to the guy and was just like, "Oh, hi," and then just went away, you know. So they're not very fast. They don't need to be. It's cold. Nobody wants to move fast in that kind of weather. So very important. And as you saw, you know, the guy mentioned they are carnivorous, so they are very carnivorous. So they like to eat, like, you know, obviously fish, smaller sharks, eels, flounders, sculpins, crustaceans, seabirds, carrion, and large animals, horses, reindeer fallen through ice. So they do, people were like, wait, what do you mean they eat horses and reindeer? It's those that fall into the ice, and, you know, obviously they're not going to make it out. They're pretty much dead once they fall through. And these guys will come up and they'll go yum yum yum. So that's how they don't jump out of the water or anything. They just, you know, they're opportunistic. So they're gonna, you know, go and grab what they can. So Mako shark are my favorite. Yeah, they're awesome. We can do a class on them too. They're really cool. So these guys are not only hunters, but they're also scavengers. So because they're slow moving, of course, they're going to, you know, be opportunistic and try to eat whatever they can get, you know, their hands on. So that's how they're getting like seabirds. It's probably birds that died and they're sinking into the water, and that's how they can eat them. So that's pretty much why. They'll just eat whatever they can get their little mouths on. And, you know, obviously they're not dangerous to us. They're very slow moving. And apparently there is maybe one possible record of someone being attacked by one in 1859, which I thought was really interesting because I didn't see anyone else state that. So I don't know how much of a claim that is, how accurate it is, but as to right now, it's known that they won't hurt you. Like, as you can see, the guy just like pushed the nose. They move really slow, so you can easily push them away so they don't bite you. So yeah. He was in an Iron Man suit, one of those old diving suits. Yeah, the old suits. Yeah, probably. So yeah, they're not dangerous. Like, they're very docile with humans. But, you know, always be careful of any animal you interact with. You know, you never. Hey, Wicked! Thank you for the sub. Thank you. Oh my god, it's been 33 months. How's it going? I'm not stinky. I showered today, like I always do. But it's good to see you, homie. But yeah, so these guys, very docile. But with any animal, you obviously want to be very cautious. If one of these guys, for whatever reason, if you were ever out in the Arctic, like diving, I don't know why you would be, but just if you decided to, you know, just know these guys, like, if one approaches you, you can easily push them away because they may come up and they may try to bite, because that's going to be how they figure out what you are, is through taste. So that's what a lot of sharks do, is they usually like to taste the item and figure out what it is, you know, just to get an idea. But you obviously never want to let it get to that point, because it's not fun. They have very sharp teeth. So so we don't know much about their reproduction cycle, because, like I mentioned, these guys are very hard to study because they live very deep, and also, you know, they're very rare to stumble upon. But we did, you know, there are scientists who are studying these guys, and this is pretty much like their summary of what they were able to find about these, as much about these guys. Also, hi, Mr. Psychos. Welcome in. Don't worry about it. That's a-okay. Hey, work happens. We're happy to have you a part of the class. So, what we do know is females do reach to sexual maturity once they're about a little over or at 4 meters, about 13 feet. And they sexually mature. Sexual maturity can take around 150 years, chat. They don't reach sexual maturity until 150 years. By the time a female hits sexual maturity, we will be long dead. If one was to be born the same time that we would be long dead by that point. So I thought that was really, really cool. Another fun fact, they are ovoviviri pargrius. Oh my god, I can't even pronounce that. Which just means the eggs actually hatch inside their body, so they give birth to live young, which is really, really cool. And they can produce about 10 offspring. So in a litter, so they have a litter of sharks, and they can produce about 10, which is very cute. Nature's scary, yeah. Well, also the reason why they age so, why they can live so much longer is because they're in a colder environment, so their metabolism and everything is everything's slowed down, including their aging process. So everything that lives in the cold usually can live a lot longer, which is interesting. We don't know if they take care, we don't know if there's any parental care. But we're assuming that the young are likely independent at birth because, most sharks, that's usually the case with a lot of them, is they're very independent. So, and these guys, their lifespan estimate is about 250 to 500 plus years. Crazy. And the reason why we were able to determine their life expectancy is there's this really cool thing that scientists have learned to do, which is called radiocarbon dating. And they do it through their eye lenses, and they can actually determine how old the shark is. And this was done in 2016, and the largest shark estimate is around 272 to 512 years old. So the shark that they did this on, they found out was in that ballpark. So, like I said, these guys probably lived around when the dinosaurs roamed. Crazy to think of. I see. So Canadians have a lifespan buff because cold. JK. Holy shark. Yeah, these guys can live a long time. They can live 5 generations, right? Think about that, right? Your great grandfather, or grandmother, great grandparent, if they were born and this shark was born, by the time it hits you, that shark is 500 years old. It's lived through 5 different people. It's crazy to think that. So these guys can live a really, really, really long time. It's incredible. Incredible. So these guys, they're, like I mentioned, they are found in extremely cold waters. So they're primarily found in the Arctic Ocean and the North Atlantic Ocean. And it can extend to the Baffin Bay and the Barents Seas. So they're, obviously they're far, they can be found very far north. They're very far north. And they can also be found, the farthest south they've been found in is the North Sea and the eastern seaboard of the United States. So they can get pretty, they do have quite a big range. So they do, they typically hang up in the very cold north waters, deep cold water habitats. That's where you're gonna find them. They live in the ocean. Yes, you were correct. I'm so proud of you. You get a gold star for that one. But yeah, these guys, they're going to be found in extremely cold waters, and they're mostly found, obviously in the north. So, shocker. So we mentioned the like their estimate, they can live about 500 plus years. That's what we figured out. The oldest estimate visual of individuals are around 400 years old, roughly, and they're considered the longest lived vertebrate on Earth. So the longest lived vertebrate on Earth. So that is super, super cool. And the reason, here's like multiple factors as to why they can live so long. As I mentioned, metabolism, they're slowly growing, and that really slows down that aging process. The fact that they are adapted to the cold, that is very much why their metabolism is slowed and their growth rate is slow. And, as we mentioned before, 150 years is when they hit sexual maturity in females. And because these guys swim so slow, that also lowers their their metabolic rate. And because of that, because it's so slow, it actually reduces cellular damage as well. So that's kind of why these guys can live so long. So, yay. So exciting. So I thought these were really, really cool, little fun facts about, the scientific research that is going on in their genetics. As I mentioned, that 2016 study where they found the radiocarbon dating of the islands proteins to estimate the age of these guys, which is so cool. And they estimated that shark, which was 272 to 512 years old to 400 in that range. So the research that they are actually still doing, so what they wanted to figure out is the exact maximum age. So we still don't know how old these guys can live till. Like, we do not know how old these guys can get. And then actually recently, so these in the last 2 years, in 2024, because technology has advanced and science has advanced, we've done what's known as genome sequencing. And this is where they can look at the DNA, and they were able to find that multiple genes link to their DNA repair and genes involved in inflammation control. So it's really cool. So they're able to repair their DNA as well as keep their cells from, obviously imploding and from getting inflamed, unlike us, who everything just destroys us. So the reason why is because these guys are a great way for us, why we're learning about their aging process, is because this is a great way for us to learn the mechanisms of extreme aging and how it works. I mean, we as humans have been able to expand our our lifespans. We used to die at very, very young ages. Sorry, I thought I heard Creamsicle squeaking. I try to keep one ear out to make sure he's doing good. So yeah, they can. And maybe by learning how these guys are able to like stay alive for so long, we can maybe incorporate that ourselves. Just like how we're learning with lobsters, like how they can't get cancer. The carcinogens just kind of sit in their body and doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't negatively impact them, and it just kind of sits there and does nothing. So we're trying to figure out, like, why is that the case, and could we implement this into humans as well? So really, really cool stuff. This is why the oceans are so important, because we're learning things that we normally wouldn't be able to, and who knows, this could really, really help us down the road. So yeah, with the Greenland shark injection, yeah, for real. All right. So, what is the status of these guys, right? So they are considered vulnerable. So by the IUCN, this is the International Union for Conservation of Nature. So they determine, out in their neck of the woods, what is considered vulnerable or, you know, endangered. But these guys, luckily, they are not considered endangered. They're vulnerable. And they have been since 2020. And the reason why is because these guys used to be fished for their liver oil. So their liver oil is used for like a lot of different types of things, just like whale oil and stuff, you know, for lighting lamps and things like that. And they have a lot of oils in their livers. So as you can see, they can have up to 114 liters or 30 gallons per shark. So that's a lot of oil. And then their flesh, believe it or not, is very toxic unless it's properly processed. So yeah, their flesh is toxic. So you don't want to eat these guys. They're not very good to eat. I would probably never eat one myself because I don't want to eat something that you know, could be toxic. But yeah, these guys were, you know, obviously commercially fished for their liver oils, and they caught up to around 30,000 of these guys annually in the 1900s. And they continued doing this until from the 1900s to the 1960s. So 60 years of catching these guys. And then they were also targeted in Norway as well in the 1970s because they were perceived as a threat to fisheries. So they would just try to kill them off because they thought they were, you know, really, really bad. And we're really lucky because these guys are usually not caught now. They're very, very hard to catch. Only usually less than 100 are caught annually in fisheries. And then about 12,000 are caught accidentally on fishing trawls each year. It happens, you know, commercial fishing and all that, which is unfortunate. So this is what's causing them to decline. And because they don't live so long, that really does impact, or they live so long, and the fact that they can't reproduce until they're about 150 years old, that can really be a huge, huge impact. So now we're going to go on to the unique characteristics of the Greenland shark. So as we mentioned before, that parasitic eye companion, so that parasite is known as the Amatocoita elongata, and they attach to the eye, and because of that, it causes partial blindness. But they're probably harmless, or even bioluminescent is what we're assuming. And they believe that, you know, as they mentioned in that video, that they can potentially attract prey. So there is kind of like a mutualistic benefit to them too. We're not quite sure. We're saying they're a parasite because yeah, they are harming the eye in a sense, but they're not killing the host off. So we're not, you know, it's a mutualistic parasitic relationship between the two. And then we're gonna go into, you know, we talked about how their skin is toxic. Their flesh is toxic, and the reason why is because they have what's known as trimethylamine oxide, which acts like antifreeze. And obviously, antifreeze is extremely toxic to us. So, you know, eating something that has what seems like antifreeze in their flesh, yeah, that would be very, very bad. The side effects, they can make you feel like you're very drunk. And obviously, you know, you have to be very, very careful with it. And there is a special way to cure and ferment their skin, and it's a Icelandic harkol is what it's called. Very, very cool that people can eat them. I personally probably wouldn't, but hey, you know, you get that little special buzz off of their flesh, I guess. So these guys, as we mentioned, their feeding role, they are both a top predator and a scavenger. And, you know, they eat, you know, it's crazy. I didn't realize this either. I thought this was fun. So we mentioned the horses and the reindeers, right? But I left out that they also can eat polar bears. They can also eat polar bears. So that's a fun thing to learn about. Didn't know that. And then of course their eyes are very impaired or nearly blind, but they are not completely hopeless because they now have a strong sense of smell to locate their food. So they're very, very easy to find their prey based on smell, which a lot of sharks is based on smell. And theirs is very, very heightened, so it makes it a lot easier. So they don't really need like eyes to see. They just need to heavily rely on scent to find their prey items. So very cool stuff. And then these guys have a nickname. They're called the pea shark. And the reason why they're called pea sharks is actually due to a high urea concentrations in their body. So they have a lot of the pee is stored very concentrated in their body, and urea is not like a natural waste, and it's not considered actual urine. It's a weird type of it's a very different kind of chemical. It's not, they don't really like pee like we do. But yeah, these guys, you know, a lot of sharks, including these guys, they can retain a urea in their tissues, so they can store it in their tissues. And then the reason why they store this is because it's to help match the internal salt levels in the surrounding seawater. So this is where, if you've ever heard of osmosis is a type of way to maintain a balance of fresh and salt. So this prevents them from getting dehydrated from the salt water. So there is an osmotic balance, so the urea keeps that nice little balance, so they're not dehydrated like constantly. This is a way to keep themselves nice and hydrated and not get super dehydrated. So that's why they have a high concentration of this stuff, and that's why they're called pea sharks. Yay! Oh, and the ads are about to hit. Also, welcome back, Saul. Oh, I was gonna mention, you just missed the talk about the eyes. So I mentioned how they actually have a high sense of smell, so that's why the eyes, like, it doesn't really affect them that much, because they heighten their sense of smell by like 10 times like compared to like a normal shark. And that's how they're able to find their food, is based on smell. They don't really need sight. They are partially blind from it, but like, it doesn't matter. They can just smell. Like, they can find the item by just smell. By just scent. Scent, guys. Scent. So. Very, very, very cool. And there we have it, chat. There we have it. That is the Greenland shark. I apologize. There's not really much about these guys. There's not much information out there about them. They're very, you know, they're very kind of hit or miss. I try to find as much information, but, you know, I can only find so much out there. So, shark smelling organs were already good, but 10 times stronger. Yeah, well, because they have to rely on their scent even more than their eyesight. So, that's why it heightens their sense of smell. So yeah, they're really, really cool. But what you guys think? Did you guys like the Greenland shark? Did you guys like learning about it? I hope you were able to learn a little bit of information about these guys. There's, like I said, there's not really much like to it. They're very niche to find. Oh, we're the ads hit. So the ads have hit. The ads have hit. No, I didn't get the thing to like stop them. I actually like them. They are very cool. Learned about the skin being poisonous. Yeah, because it's filled with like a type of chemical that's like antifreeze. So ads started for me. No. That's okay. That's okay. For all my subscribers, tell me what's a fun fact you learned about them? Antifreeze blood is the best. Yeah, a lot of animals in the Arctic have a type of antifreeze blood. What you guys think about it? What you guys think about it? I know I feel so bad. I liked it. Nice. Oh, did the ads did you finish the ads? All right. Well, I'm so glad you all enjoyed it. So, once the ads are done, I always like to ask at the end of my little class sessions, to go and pick 5 animals that you would like to learn about for next class. For instance, it can be as broad as being like, I would like to learn about sharks. Like, if you want to learn about sharks in general, you can be specific, but more specific is very, it limits the amount of, like, education. I try to make these about an hour. They sometimes go a little over, sometimes less. But you can go specific. You can be like, for instance, like Greenland shark. You can be as broad as like, I would like to learn about like sharks in general. Pick whatever animal that you would like, and we pick about 5 different animals, and then we put them to a vote, and I allow the class to pick which animal you guys would like to learn about for next week. So for next Friday, I will teach you all the wonderful world of whatever animal we decide. So we have pufferfish. So pufferfish. So if you want to start naming 4 others, feel free. Sir Big Cat is ready. It's the first 5, and we'll put them to a vote. So pick an animal that you would like to learn about. Make sure it is in the marine space, so it doesn't have to live in the waters. Like, for instance, we did one on seagulls. So it's a marine bird, so you can do a marine mammal like polar bears or penguins or puffins. Yeah, like any of those guys. So we got pufferfish, blobfish, and puffin. I almost said puffer. Puffin. All right, I need 2 more. 2 more. Oh, starfish. Has starfish? No, we haven't done starfish yet. So we have puffer, blobfish, puffin, and starfish. And then I need 1 more, chat. 1 more, and then we'll put it to a poll. Give me 1 more. You can name it. And also, if you already named one, it's okay if you want to name another one. Like, feel free. We are A-okay. Because this is, it's a very small stream, and that's okay. I'm cool with it. All right. What's 1 more, and then we'll put it to a vote. And then chat, you get to pick. That's your next thing that you get to do. You get to pick one. The South African penguin, lionfish. Okay, we have South African penguin or lionfish. So I guess we'll because the South African penguin came first. Unless if you two and don't feel bad if you're like, for instance, if you want to do lionfish again. Oh, you want to do lionfish? Okay, we're doing lionfish. Cool. So, yeah, we can also thank you, son. Anonymous, thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories. Hi, Anon. Welcome in. How have you been? I hope you're doing good. All right, so we got our 5. So we got, we have pufferfish, blobfish, puffin, starfish, and lionfish. Go and vote, guys. Go and vote. Pick which animal you would like to learn for next Friday. And don't worry if the animal that you picked for this week didn't get picked. You can always put it up again for another vote for next week. There's always a chance, all right? Always a chance. You know what I'm surprised about? You guys still haven't picked narwhals. Anon, I like how you gifted a sub that says, I am good, how are you? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's so good to see you. I'm so sorry that you came like right at the end of my lesson. Unless if you were here earlier just like listening in. I appreciate you. You know, you're amazing. I do appreciate you a lot. You are awesome. So we already know everything about narwhals. No, you don't. Saving narwhals for a rainy day. They are a fish. They have plumbing issues, curly hair. Oh my god, no. Okay, guys, listen. That you're describing me specifically. I am not. So, right now we are waiting to see which animal wins. Right now there's a three-way tie between starfish, blobfish, and puffer. So we need someone to vote. You know what? Honestly, you know what I think would be fun? Because I'm sure a lot of you guys have like a ridiculous amount of points. Sir Big Cat, if you don't mind, to making the polls where they can vote like 1 point, like for like an extra vote, they can use 1 Bubble Buddy point just for the fun. So that way they can like spam away if they want, you know, just to put it as a fun little competition. Because sometimes these ties can be very why not 10 or 100? Because it's fun to just do 1 point. Twitch likes their butt. They also can't handle spicy food. I can handle spicy. What do you mean? I can't handle like fucking like the goddamn Narwhal Senpai. Thank you, Anon, for the gifted sub to Narwhal Senpai. I can handle spicy. I just can't handle like the one chip. That was awful. Or like ghost pepper. That's like really fucking spicy, okay? They like Magic the Gathering and Choco Tacos. Yes, she does like that. I do like that, okay? The one chip challenge, yeah, it was awful. Dude, that really messed me up. They constantly eating chips and salsa. Okay, listen. Okay? I love barbecue sauce if that counts. But if that counts, I mean, I don't know. Safety first. Yeah, no, that was awful. I've decided to move past damaging myself because I realized that's not a smart idea. It's probably not a good idea to, you know, do stuff that can physically harm me. Especially at my age, I should really be more, you know, careful, you know, so that way I'm not causing health issues. Also, is the poll still going? Yeah, I might have actually. No more butt stuff. Thank you, Anon. So because it's gonna go to a 3-way vote, hey, Sir Big Cat, can you do me a favor? Can you redo the poll, but allow them to do like extra votes and just give them like one point? Oh, you voted? Oh, beautiful. Oh, okay. Starfish is winning. Wow. Okay, we got 2 votes for it. Okay, cool. As I say, yeah, for next time then we'll do that so it makes it easier. So we can have fun, silly fun. So it's not like we're sitting here like people put in their vote and sit. If they want to get it, they can be like, yeah, it's no longer a 3-way tie. Also, it will prevent like ties like this from happening. Unless you guys are coordinating. Then I'm gonna be like, God damn, you guys. I think I've said it before. I like to use 2 vote to break tiebreakers as a mod. I know, but sometimes like it you can miss it and you know it just happens and you're like, damn. Also, it'd just be fun for them to use their channel points in other ways. So, just a fun little thing to do. Alrighty, chat. It looks like starfish is the next animal we're gonna learn about for next Friday. Whoop whoop. Alrighty, you guys. I appreciate you all for sticking around, and I hope you'll stick around a little bit longer, because we like to do a lovely raid. Ow. What? Ooh, Amber, you gotta get in the mouth, man. You gotta let me know when you throw food at me. Alright, let's see. Who do we want to raid? Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I know who we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid Ellie! We're gonna have some food on the go. Yes, thank you, thank you. You have 3 minutes? I have 3 minutes! Wait, why do I have 3 minutes? Wait, what do you mean I have 3 minutes? Anon has spoken. Oh my god. Oh, 3 minutes for the hype train. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. You don't want me to raid yet. Okay. All right. Well, we'll wait a little bit, but we'll raid into to Ellie here. I completely forgot we have a hype train happening. Oh my goodness. While we're waiting for the hype train to die down, what was your favorite fact to learn about the Greenland shark? What was your favorite fact to learn about them? Or what was a fact that you didn't know about that you were like, oh, this is interesting. I didn't know about this. Okay, let's just feed. Yeah, you can feed me too. Feel free. Feel free. Feel free. Feed away. That they are larger than Goob. Yeah, they are large. Ah! They are larger than Goob. Chat, this is your chance to hold her here. She can't go on a hype train. You're like holding me hostage. You're like, hey, stop! It's against the law. You can't do anything. You're being held against your will. You're being held down. I'm being held against my will. Chat, please let me go. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Anonymous gave Sphincter Wrinkles a sub. That's a name. You are being invaded? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. I am being invaded. Oh, God. The Wonder Bread has entered the premise. He's entered my house. He's in the walls. He's climbing. Why is the gato in the closet? Because it's a safe space for him. He's very shy, and they usually like to be in like small, like shy cats like to be in small spaces. So we decided to give him kind of a little safe space for him. So, hey! Oh my god, Anonymous, thank you for gifting Your Anus is Like a Wind Tunnel a sub. But don't worry, he's not like, I don't lock him in the closet. The closet's wide open, he can walk around. So, it's just like a little safe space. He likes to be in there, because it's like walls for him. He's very shy. He did come out today. He did come out actually earlier today. He's a very cutie patootie, you know? I love him. I adore him. Oh, look at that! The hype train is over. All right. There you guys go. Who is this diva? It's Nara. But yeah, it's his little safe place. Because, you know, you want him to feel very secure and safe, so... before I head out, we're gonna put the boy up so that way you guys can look at him while we raid out. Look at that little boy! Look at that. You can see the catnip on the blanket too, because I was trying to draw him out. And yeah, he just chilling. He's just chilling. So, anyways, that is not live, Creamsicle. Listen, I can't get a camera from all the way up here down to that closet. Okay. That is too much. I can hear you, Wonder Bread. I can hear you down the stairs. I heard you. Oh no, he's invading. But yeah, maybe once he's a little bit more comfortable, you know, that is a zonked out cat. Yeah. once he gets a little more comfortable with his surroundings and space, like I don't want to overwhelm him. There's a lot he needs to, obviously he's doing big steps. He did go explore yesterday. He did go explore the house because his parents came by and he felt very confident because his parents were there. But for right now, you know, we're gonna let him kind of do his own pace. Let him, you know, do what he wants. He usually comes out at night. So, you know, last night I got up at like 3 in the morning and I went downstairs and I saw them and he wants to play with her, Nara, and Nara's like, no, back away, get back, and just like bopped him in the face, being like, bad. Cause she's a diva. Oh, here she is. She came up. Actually, speak of the devil. Look at that. Little Narthy Ann coming up, acting like a diva. Hi, little one. So we'll see how she's doing with him. So we'll find out, I guess. But on that note, we're gonna raid into Ellie. All right, you guys, we're gonna raid into Ellie. Elegant is here. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me today. Tomorrow we will be streaming. We'll be doing some Expedition 33 because I still have to continue that game because I haven't been able to play it much, and I'm really sorry. So here is your raid messages. So for my subscribers, that is your raid message there. And then for my unsubscribers, there is a special one for you guys. So make sure to copy and paste those. And I will see you all tomorrow for some Expedition 33. And it will be at 11 a.m. ET, so Eastern time. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for joining me. And have a good rest of your day, evening, and good night. Bye, everyone.